Hello everybody and welcome back. So we're going to continue with this one. So we are doing this effect here where you see this wire burning. And I'm going to show you the final effect. We are aiming to do this one. So if we walk here, you see it's kind of burning like this. So we're going to add a few stuff to make it look like this. And at the end, I hope I can do it in this tutorial if I'm quick enough. So we're going to make the last box turn green too. Bam. Cool. So let's get back to where we are and finish this stuff. So what we need to do, we need to kind of control whenever this one is triggering and we trigger the setup. So we have this one here. And this shouldn't be any problem. I don't know why this is like this. So if I just save it. Yeah, ignore this one. So we need to add a function here. It's actually wire start. That's what we're going to name it. And then we have this spline animate. So we have this spline animate script, and so here you have the spline animate, and when you press play here, yeah, it plays, of course. And that's exactly what this spline play does. So it starts everything. And we're also going to have this public wire stop. So what's happened here is we just stop it. So the spline animate, we stop it. And these stuff, well, actually, I'm just gonna add it later. So we need to have some way to control whether we're gonna do, where are we? We need to be here, yeah. So whenever we are in the beginning, we shouldn't have any sparks at all. We can address that. So if we go back here, we're going to go into the sparks and we're going to control this right here. And I have an idea how to do this. So we have the color, we don't need to see that one more, but this is going to be the, here we have floats, this is going to be particle amount. We're going to just plug this one in here and we're going to control it from the outside. And also, if we just take this one, if we have particle that's only, let's say, so this here, this is the blob, the round circle in the center. So if I do this scene here, we can see it. So, and then we do the controller, so you see it here. So the blob here, that's what's doing here. And you see it's the size is going big and small. So we can take this particle amount and be a little bit smart about it. And if we do saturate, now the value will always be 0 or 1, between 0 and 1. So if we do like this, if we do multiply the noise size, so whenever the particle amount is 0, the size will be 0. And whenever a particle amount is like, let's say 100, then it is working. And because this particle amount is also controlling up here in the constant spawn rate, it kind of controls both of them. So what's good about this is that if we just copy this one and go back to the code, then we can use it here. So I'm just gonna save the particle amount here. And what we already added this namespace here. So we can actually add the VFX setup here. And that's good because now we can do the VFX set float max particle, and when we start, so wire start, when we start the wire, we set the max particle to 100, and then we just, when the wire stop, we just set it to 0. So in this way we can kind of control whenever we emit particles or not. So that's really neat. And also you see that we have this point light that we put in the beginning. So we'll let it compile. And you see this point light here. So we're also going to control that point light too. So we just here, we do the public light point light. So whenever the wires start, we can do point light dot enable true. And whenever we are stopping this, then we just do false. This means that in the beginning, when we start, wire start, the point light start, and then it disable when we stop the wire. And if we save and go back here, so we don't yet have anything that start the function, but that's going to happen when the player goes into the trigger. So when the player goes into the trigger, we will start this function. And whenever we start this function, we are doing the play on this here. So now we need to set up some trigger stuff here. So what I'm going to do, whoops, I'm going to here, I'm going to make a material, and this is going to be the trigger mat. And then we're going to have another that's going to be finish mat. So this is going to be the trigger material, and this is going to be the finished one. And I'm actually going to set these both to be a little bit transparent. And it's going to be transparent. And now we need a trigger material, script. So now we just take this trigger, let it compile. So then we, all right, okay. So we have this trigger game object here. Now we just add this trigger script here. And if we open up this one, then we're gonna, let's see, we don't need to update. But when we trigger this one, we're gonna have a start, we're gonna do stuff there. And then on trigger, we're gonna have some stuff going on in here, and we need two things. We need wire controller, and then we're gonna have the material. So what happened is, we're gonna fetch the material on the start. So now we get the material, because whenever we enter, we want to control the colors. So here you see we have the start color, and it's a little bit bluish. And then when it's active, it's a little bit greenish with transparency here. So whenever on trigger enter, we're gonna set the material.color to active color. And then also we're gonna do wire controller.wire start. So now we do this wire start function here when we trigger. So we can actually do like this. So this wire trigger is triggering here. So that's perfect. And then we're also gonna do enabled false. So I don't want enabled is equal to false, means that this script will be disabled. So we can only trigger once. So we don't do it more than once. So this is nice. This trigger is set up and works great. So if we go back, well, actually at the start, I'm going to make sure that the material.color is equal to start color. So we always start with this bluish color, and then when we enter trigger, we have this active color. If we go back here, now if we play, you see it's blue, and now it's a collision. So we need to, if we do the, let's see, trigger box, and we do that to is trigger, and we try it out now. Now it should work, and it doesn't, because it's give a bug, because the trigger box also here, you see wire controller. We need to add the wire controller too. And we have the wire controller on the controller. So now it should trigger everything. And point light, okay. And also here we did point light. And the point light in the wire start should be enabled to true. And so the controller needs to have the point light here. And the VFX, we need to add the VFX setup too. So we need that here. So let's see, the point light should be disabled. And the particles, they shouldn't be right now, so we need to address that too. So in the controller, in this one, we are setting, when it starts, we're setting the max particle to 100 to kind of start everything. And here we stop it. So let's do in the start, we make sure that the VFX setup is not started. And now, max particle wasn't found. Particle amount, max particle, we changed it here. Save it, now it should work. And if we go back, let's see, to the scene, and we can move the player actually to be here. And now it works. So now we are, the only thing we're going to do is whenever it triggers here, we're going to, bam, kill it. And whenever, to know when it's over here, we can do that in the script. So here we can figure out in the updates. So we can do it really nice, simple way. So what we do, if, and I'm going to do exactly what it suggested actually. So we're going to do, if the wire progress is equal, well, we can do this. This is good. Good. When it is equal or more than 1, it will always be 1, but this is fine. Then we will stop the wire. So this is perfect. So then we will stop the VFX setup, but we're also going to just trigger the last box to become green. So we can do like this. If we do public material, dome material, and then we just add the start color or active color for the dome mat. So whenever we start, we're going to make sure that the done, eller done, has start color, and so this is when we start, and when we stop, done material is going to be active color. And here the colors is bluish and greenish. So yeah. And then to make the scene a little bit more less like this, I'm gonna do a little bit more dramatic, and also just add a point light or a spotlight actually. Where do we have it? I just find it a little bit more nice with some action like this. So hopefully, oh yeah, okay. So in the controller, we made this done material. So just add this, yeah, finished material. And now it should work. And now it should be green. So that's a nice, simple way to, boom. Isn't it cool? So I'm just going to show you the script once again, and hopefully this was understandable. So this is the wire controller and the trigger. So we have the trigger on this box here, and then the controller is the game object that follows the spline. So I hope you can make really cool effects about this. So thank you so much for watching, and good luck with your project. And if you want the stuff, you can find it on my Patreon site, and there you can just download everything you see, so you can tinker around with everything.